This is the 2014 Toyota Avalon Limited. It's the top of the line and it's Toyota's largest sedan this side of the Lexus divide. Now, previously the big Avalons had to a bit unfairly deal with the reputation as an old people's car. But let me tell you, this 2014 model is anything but your grandma's sedan. Let's hop behind the wheel of this limited model pretty close to the top of the line and check the tech. Here in the cabin, we've got nice materials in this Toyota Avalon that are not exactly Lexus quality, but you'd be splitting hairs telling the difference between this and an entry-level Lexus ES. We've got nice leather with real stitching. We've got wood, sort of a brushed metal feeling and some nice chrome trim. You've got a nice variety of shapes and textures that makes this dashboard a really interesting thing to look at. Here in the main touch area, we've got capacitive buttons. Not really a big fan of capacitive buttons, but these do have these interesting little cutouts that add some haptic feedback when you touch them so that you're sure that you're touching the right area. There's also a nice little beep on some of them to let you know a little bit of extra confirmation. Here in the center of the dashboard, we've got our LCD display, and that's where you're going to interact with Toyota's Intune system. Under the apps tab, we're going to have access to things like Bing search, the ability to make a reservation at a restaurant with OpenTable. We've seen all of this before in previous Toyota vehicles. We've also got a full range of audio sources, including USB and iPod connectivity, Bluetooth for audio streaming and hands-free calling, and satellite radio. We've also got navigation in this version of it, and by popping under the map menu, we see that we've got a nice two-dimensional map. It's not a three-dimensional map. You're not going to get any building or terrain data like you would in an Audi or a BMW, but it's fast and it gets the job done. Now in the limited version down here, you're going to get another color LCD that's going to control and correspond with your climate control systems. And LE and XLE models, you're just going to get a monochrome display here. And one more cool feature in this version is the optional wireless charging station. This is the key wireless station down here, and that's actually going to work with dozens of key wireless Android and Windows phones. Basically what happens is when you have a compatible phone, you put it on the pad right here, you get that little light and your phone starts charging. That's really cool. If you're an iPhone user, you can buy a case that's going to add compatibility to that, but generally speaking, you're looking for only about a dozen phones on the market that support that, but we're going to start seeing more and more in the future. Unless you're getting the hybrid version of the Avalon, there is only one engine option available. That's Toyota's 2GR 3.5 liter V6 engine. That's going to give you about 268 horsepower, 248 pound-feet of torque, and that's paired to their 6-speed automatic transmission. There are no surprises here. This is a workhorse engine that Toyota puts under the hood of pretty much everything that they make. But that doesn't mean that the performance isn't pretty good. This vehicle actually does a very good job. Maybe it's the tuning of the transmission, maybe it's the flatness of the torque curve, but it does give you really good acceleration, and fuel economy is not bad either. 21 city, 31 highway, 25 combined. Frankly, I've driven this and I've driven the Lexus ES, and I really have to wonder, why would you even upgrade to the Lexus ES? I mean, there are a couple of creature comforts that you can't get in this car, but pretty much everything that you need to be comfortable and to enjoy this vehicle on a day-to-day basis is right here at the Toyota level. One thing that really surprised me about this Grandma sedan is that JBL Synthesis audio system. It is surprisingly bass heavy, like tuned for rap music, shake the windows, bass heavy. I didn't really expect to see that in the Avalon, but it is really good to hear it. The 6-speed automatic transmission is actually pretty good as automatics go. You do have a sport program for that and a manual shift program, and you can use your paddle shifters to manually select your gears. You'll probably never do that unless you just need a little bit more oomph for a pass. What you better off doing is accessing one of the 3 different drive modes down here on the center console. We've got the normal drive mode, which is the default tune. The Avalon is pretty responsive in that mode. The Eco mode actually adjusts the throttle response, the transmission program, and even the climate control system to make the entire vehicle just a little bit more efficient. You lose a little bit of responsiveness in doing so. Now the Avalon does have a sport mode that's going to sharpen up the throttle response, make the engine feel a little bit more responsive, the transmission a little bit more willing to downshift and to stay in lower gears when you're driving. But this isn't a sports car. You don't want to go whipping around corners really quickly in this car because your phone's going to slide off of the wireless charger. And the suspension's not really set up for that. It can take a corner, but it doesn't really seem like it wants to. Again, comfort is the name of the game here. Now this 2014 Toyota Avalon Limited is pretty close to the top of the line, as I said. So it's going to start at $39,650, pretty close to $40,000. We've also got $1,750 in our technology package. It's going to add our lane guidance and our radar-based cruise control. We've also got $200 for that key wireless charger that I thought was very cool, but maybe it's not going to work with your phone. Add in destination charges and a couple more odds and ends, and that brings you to our as-tested price of $42,635. Now for that price, you're pretty much getting almost a Lexus. And if the Lexus ES is a budget alternative to the German competitors, this right here is a steal.